All right, fair use, fair use. Disclaimer: it's your brother Walrum. You're back with another lesson, Lord willing to be edifying. I want to start by giving all praises and honor and glory to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Waha, Rakah Kodash, Barakatha Yahweh, Barakatha Yahweh Shai. Double honors to the apostles, elders, bishops of Great Millstone who taught me this truth. Shalom to the 144,000 men of the Lord. You see on the highways and byways prophesying in the name and power of Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, also in the correct doctrine. I want to send a shalom to the one-third men, women, and children that would escape the justice of Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai by their faith. Just got a little lesson I want to bring out. As you see right here, it says children are not a, this is crazy, man. Children are not a blessing from God. They are a direct result of fucking. And see, our women are hyper, what they would call hypersexualized, man, because of their bodies, man. And this all goes back to the curses, man, all the way back to slavery. And, going into now Christianity, man. Because Christianity teaches you don't have to abide by no laws. So you don't even have to abide by your house, your husband. You can do whatever you want to, and the Lord loves you. Jesus loves you. You can do whatever you want to. That's why so much sexual transmitted diseases running through our community. You got a lot of moles, alphabet community, and our women are stuck without husbands because the lust that, our community pretty much promotes. It's all about the big ass, the big titties, flat stomach, nice hair, but not getting, basically getting to know each other and joining in as one flesh, as the scriptures foretold us to do. But like I said, Christianity, it makes you think that you can do whatever you want to do with no consequences, and that's why we still in under these curses this very day. Because our people still refuse to repent and return to the Lord and follow the law, statutes, and commandments. So let me get into these videos and hit a couple scriptures, and the Lord willing to be edifying.
Children are not a blessing from God. They are the direct result of fucking. Unless you were battling with fertility, there's no way you can convince me that your child came from God. You got fucked while you were ovulating, and that is why you got pregnant. We have to stop saying that God is sending these kids because, quite frankly, Mary didn't even get pregnant from fucking. Okay? Then on top of that, why the hell would God send you a kid and you don't have a job? You don't have any money. You don't have a support system. You don't have a place to stay. You don't have a car. But God will send you a fucking child. Something that would definitely need all of that to survive. So, and not even just survive, but have a good quality of life. I think the other problem is that because being a single mom or a single parent has been like a consistent factor in not even just this generation, like generations of generations, people feel like just because other people have done it and their children came out alive, that it's okay. Just because your child survives being a broke single parent does not mean they had a good quality of life. And quite frankly, if you talk to kids about growing up with a single mom or a single dad in poverty, they will tell you that shit was fucking horrible. Y'all have to stop immediately.
That was shockingly insightful, especially for someone wearing a bonnet. And I would say don't judge a book by its cover, except mostly you should never trust people wearing bonnets. All the same, everything she said checks out. Comments below.
Yeah, that's crazy, man. And I could even go into the children being a blessing because plenty of scriptures go into women praising the Lord for having children. And see, these women have made sex a weapon as well because they won't give you sex because of argument or whatever. You know what I'm saying? Depending on the situation. But it's been hypersexualized. Our women have been, man. And let me look up that word hypersexualized. I've heard it before as a term that these let me see, hyper. That these what you call those people, the there you go. That doctors and scientists use hypersexualized contributes sexual or erotic characteristics to someone or something to an extreme or inappropriate degree. Cause someone or something to be focused extremely, so like exceedingly on sex or sexuality, hypersexualized, rendered or viewed as sexual or erotic, same, pretty much same thing. Exceedingly focused on sexuality. What do hypersexuality mean? Hypersexual. No, that's not what I want. Let's go right here. What does it mean to be hypersexualized? To be hypersexualized, okay, it says to have one's identity or a product reduced to sexual appeal, often through media. See, through media, especially social media, you got all these women got their ass shaking their ass or wearing skimpy clothes, making something non-sexual seem sexual, and that's plain, man. They have their pussy print showing, the camel toe. It says, or it can refer to a compulsive sexual behavior, hypersexuality that is out of control, and that's, man, especially in our community. It says the term can describe the objectification of people, especially women. See, especially women, by media, or it can describe an individual's uncontrollable, excessive sexual fantasies, urges, or behaviors. And you know, when rap music, they had the women dancing, and it's all set up, man, by the agenda of Esau, man, against our people. And these older women that grew up in that era, they basically forward in the tradition of being a hoe is a good thing, man. As you see right here, it says a woman goes viral for saying being ran through, having 200 bodies is a great job. It's like is a great thing. Means your experience game is on point. So she's saying that if you had a lot of bodies, a lot of sexual partners, then your experience is good. But being ran through is not good for a man because he has to be show you off, in other words, man. And who wants to be showed off by a woman that everybody done had? Who wants to show a woman off that everyone has had? So her mindset is fucked up, man. And that's that hypersexuality, man.
And don't be trying to let people trick y'all into thinking that being ran through is a bad thing. It's really not. If you ain't got at least 50 or 100 bodies, then you really not experienced. At least 25 to 50 bodies, you really not fucking experienced. You don't know what to do. And it's just, yeah, you got to at least have at least 50 to 100 bodies. If you ain't got 100 to 200 bodies, then you really ain't put in no work. Because if you ain't had number one or two people, then you not experienced and you don't miss out on a lot. So yeah, if you ain't got at least 200 to 300 bodies, then yeah, you really ain't experienced. You need to get your bodies up because yeah, it's so many different styles out here. It's big ones, little ones, small ones, fat ones, thin ones. You know what I'm saying? It's yeah. So if you ain't got at least 300 to 400 bodies, then yeah, you need to get your bodies up, right? You need to get your count up. So don't.
Now, that's the stupidest shit I heard when I first heard this video. Because a man will want to experience something with you for the first time, man. That's the whole point of joining as one flesh, as a new experience. Not having a woman that's been dealing with shit 50, 20, 25 to 50 people, which now, you know, we in worst case now because we're in captivity. But in the kingdom of heaven, won't be no woman with multiple husbands. She will have one husband, and that will be it. Now, like I said, Babylon the Great teaches our women that you should have more than multiple partners, which they promote that to have you not be fruitful and multiply. Because the whole point of having sex is to be fruitful and multiply. It's not about pleasure and lust, which you do get pleasure out of having sex, but it wasn't meant to be having sex with random partners or having sex with multiple people like that, man. Especially for a woman, you can get all type of diseases and all type of like I don't really know what all women get, but like I know heard yeast infections and all type of stuff, man. Which having sex with these multiple partners, you gotta use protection and shit, man. All the different fragrances and shit like that, women can't have up in them, man, because you having all these different condoms and all that shit, and you get a older man, and shit is dead. Like I heard this girl gonna pretty much break it down, and she was a young girl, not knowing that having all these different condoms, all these multiple partners, that shit sticks with you, man. Fucks off your pH. Now check this out.
And there was one time, particularly, that I can recall my coochie was stank when I was doing a do. I'll never forget that shit, because I was, what? Man, listen, it was one time I was in high school, and there was a young man, we had been dibbling and dabbling and talking a little piece, and I had already been doing several dicks, you know what I'm saying? I was in college living, having a ball. I didn't even go to motherfucking class, you know what I'm saying? I went on a date with this boy. We was chilling, whatever with the whoop. And this is the second time we linked up. And he obviously wanted to do it. He was anxious about it. It made me feel very weird, to the point where I didn't want to fuck him. I didn't want to do nothing with him. You know what I'm saying? But we're in his house. He has a huge bedroom, and he's like coercing me pretty much. He's like guilting me. I got you all the way over here. Like, you for real? Oh my God. Like, the deep breaths, like for hours, like we was in his room. And it was just so, it frustrated me to the point where I was like, fine, here, take the pussy. Take it. You know what I'm saying? He gets in, he started doing his do it. He stops, he like, man, what the fuck is that smell? And I smelled it too, and I was like, oh my God, that's my coochie. My coochie was hot. Hot, I tell you. A fish fry, respectfully. I didn't know what the fuck BV was, because like I said, I had been doing a lot of dicks. I did several. You know what I'm saying? And I didn't know shit about a piece of boric acid. I didn't know shit about a little piece of anything to make Fat Mom stop stinking. You know what I'm saying? I didn't know nothing. So by the time he came around, he was like, oh hell no. What the fuck? To the point where he got up, he went to his closet in his room, he started spraying air freshener. He's implying like, we can keep going. And I'm like, no, I don't want to keep going. You just said my coochie was the stankiest thing you've ever smelled in your entire life. Why the fuck would I want to keep fucking? I'm actually happy that happened. I'm happy that you got stank coochie, because that's what you deserve for begging for it. You begged, and now you got what you wanted. Rank dank. You feel me? Like, that ain't my motherfucking fault. I mean, I guess it was, you feel me? But that's the day that stank coochie saved me. It saved me bad. You know what I mean? And I'll never be embarrassed about that. I'll never be embarrassed or shame about that shit, because I felt like you should have been coercing me. You should have been trying to guilt me into give you a little piece of my pussy. You didn't even want it. You did not want that shit when she got it. The nigga was mad. He even had to try to finish. She like, I mean, we could continue. He's spraying this shit like, I'll never forget that. That's what he did. I hope he's doing awful today. And then he wasn't even goddamn cute. That's what bothered me. I shouldn't even did that. I had no business doing that. But I was just whole high school, in college. I didn't know what the fuck I was doing. I was hypersexual because of the shit that happened to me when I was a kid, child. I was ready to pop it. I didn't know you had to put stuff in there or go to the doctor, you know what I'm saying, so it could stop stinking for real. I didn't realize it stank for real. I also thought that the smell that I was smelling was like, maybe that's just what it smells like when you have sex. Like, it wasn't like a fishy smell necessarily, but it was that BV smell. That BV that's like farts and a little piece of fish and a little piece of coochie. Yeah, it didn't smell good, respectfully, but fuck them.
And see, she told you, man, at PV, no, not PV, BV, yeast infection, all this shit comes with, condoms and different men running all through you, man. And shit, that shit ain't good. And see, the women that, that, grew up before our time, they didn't roll like these women do now, man. They didn't roll like they do now, man. I ain't saying I can't get every situation or every person, but for the most part, the women kind of carried themselves different than, your grandmama and their mother carried themselves a whole lot different than the women that do now, man. And this ain't for all women. It's just for the women that it pertains to. Because this right here ain't gonna fly, man. And that's why the Lord is gonna destroy 2/3 of his people. And women, women get upset when you speak about having multiple wives. But if that woman has one man and he's only one dealing with her, then she won't have to, wear condoms and all of that stuff like that, wear protection and stuff. because she'll have one man, that one man, and he dealing with her. Even if he has another wife, then you're not having no. You see, another thing too, what women get upset about is, when you bring up multiple wives, is they think it's going to be like an orgy type deal or a threesome. That's the ways of the world. Now, if you deal with a woman, you deal with her this day, and you deal with another woman, your other wife, another day. It ain't no orgy or the sexual deviancies they have here. It ain't that shit you see on the pornos where one woman giving you all that. You ain't gonna describe it, but you know what I mean, man. You deal with this woman this night, and you deal with your other wife the next night, or not the next night, but you know what I mean. However you have it set up, man. Because the way things are going, man, these women are leading their own selves to destruction, man. And a lot of women are going to be destroyed, man. Let's start here in 2 Timothy 3 and verse 1. It says, "This know also that in the last days perilous times shall come." And we're in those perilous times now. "For men shall be lovers of their own selves," and that's women too. They're lovers of their own selves, covetous, boasters, proud, blasphemers, disobedient to parents, unthankful, unholy, without natural affection. And these women don't have no affection. Either men don't either. This social media has destroyed the relationship and the way you function in your household with your own wife. If you got one, it's destroyed it, man. Because no one knows how to communicate anymore, man. 3 again, it says, "Without natural affection, truce breakers, false accusers, incontinent, furious disputers of those that are good, traitors, heady, high-minded, lovers of pleasures more than lovers of the Most High power." And that's what we become. Our people have become lovers of this world, man. The pleasures of the world, than the lovers of Yahweh Bashem Yahushua. And that's the reason why this truth is a must-have in this day and time, man. Because we in those perilous times, man. And our people don't have a clue what they're doing. And that's why the Lord sent the prophets of the Lord to rebuke our people, for them to see their wrong and repent. That's the point of men of the Lord on the highways and byways in these lessons that we put up. 5, it says, "Having a form of godliness, but denying the power thereof, from such turn away, for of this sort are they which creep into houses and lead captive silly women laden with sins, leading, it's like a led away with diverse lust." And our people are being led by false teachers, man. Because if you believe that your pastor is the way that you should go, you're gonna believe everything he's saying, man, even if it's about other scriptures or not. And then that's why you have so much sexual fornication in these churches, man. The pastor sleeping with men, he's sleeping with people's wives. But see, the foundation that you have, if you grew up, in the church, if you never go back, you had that mindset of you can love God, and that's the way it is. You love God, you got a relationship with God, and nobody can tell you anything, man. See, that foundation is already set. It's already in your mind, and it's hard for our people to change. And that's the reason why, like I said, the prophets of the Lord are out to bring you back to Him. Verse 7, it says, "Ever learning and never able to come into the knowledge of the truth." And see, they learn everything going to college. You got women that's, that's got doctrines and all these different degrees and shit, but they never come into the true knowledge, wisdom, and understanding of Yahweh Shem Yahushua, because it's not what they've been taught. They've been brought up to think that the Lord's name is Yahweh. His son's name Yahweh Shah. You got to follow the law, statutes, commandments of the Bible. They haven't been brought up that way. So they'll always refer back to, I went to church. I know I got a personal relationship from God, not knowing that they never had no relationship with the Lord, man. They would never call on the name of the Lord. They was never praying to Yahweh Bashem Yahushua. They was praying to a false God and not Yahweh Bashem Yahushua, man. This is the NLT, First Thessalonians 4 and verse 1. It says, "Finally, dear brothers and sisters, we urge you in the name of Yahweh Bashem Yahushua to live in a way that pleases power. Also, we have taught you, you live this way already. And we encourage you to do so even more. For you remember what we taught you by the authority of Yahweh Bashim Yahushua. And that's why I say you have to be taught this truth, man. You don't got it already, because I didn't have it already. And then the brothers that is teaching this truth didn't have it already. We had to learn. And that's why we've been taught in the spirit of Yahweh Bashim Yahushua. The Holy Spirit has entered into us, that we can teach his word the way the Lord had us to preach it. It says, verse 3, it says, the Most High power will is for you to be holy. So stay away from all sexual sin. And see, this is what the Lord meant for us, to be holy unto him. And for us to stay away from sexual sin. You can't sleep with no one and do it in their backside, man, in their rectum. That's for men or women. You can't. That's against the law, man. That's sodomy. A man cannot go into his old lady's rectum, man. You can't. That's something you can't do, man. You know, I know ISUPK teaches you can't. No, man. It ain't meant for you to do that. There's other ways to be pleased by a woman than doing that. Verse 4, it says, then each of you will control his own body. See that? This is a mindset, man. You have to control your own body and live in holiness and honor. And that's the point of our flesh, man. We have to control our flesh. I know we're in sinful flesh, but you got to control it, man. Some things you want to do and you think about doing, and you just got to sit back and like, damn, what's the consequences from this, man? What could come of this? This is a hard pill to swallow for a lot of our people, man. Because they've been taught that you can do whatever you want to do whenever you want to do it. But being in this truth, being in this knowledge and understanding, you got to understand that it's a reason why the Lord gave us these laws, statutes, commandments. It's a reason why we're being taught the way we've been taught now. It's a reason why the Lord woke us up to this truth. The Lord is separating the elect from the world, man. This is this is an NLT as well. This is Colossians 3 and verse 5. It says, so put to death the sinful earthly things lurking within you. See, you got to refrain from the lust that's in your spirit, man. Them demons that come on you, make you, man, I can get this girl, and she got a friend, so I can get both of them. You know what I'm saying? You know, that mindset you think, well, the girl is, she got a big old ass, man. And you know what I'm saying? She ain't with a man no more. What, you know, whatever. You know, I can't explain every detail, but you should know what I mean, man. You got to control your mind. You got to control your flesh. You got to control your spirit, man. It says having nothing to do with sexual immortality, impurity, lust, and evil desires. See that? Evil desires, man. It says don't be greedy, for a greedy person is an idolater, worshiping the things of this world. And that's plain, man. And see, when you come to this truth, the Lord is separating you from the world, man. He's pulling you out of there. You becoming a new man. So the things of the world, you don't look to do. You know what I'm saying? And then it seemed like, man, he getting away with it. This guy, man, he got these. He had a threesome or whatever. You know what I'm saying? And you feel like, damn, I can do that too. But you gotta contemplate, man. You gotta control your flesh, because what you do has a consequence, man. All of us had to suffer a consequence of the things we did, man. You sin against the Lord, man. It's consequences with that, man. So being in this truth teaches us how to control our spirit, man. Control our bodies, man. Control our minds. This is a spiritual workout every day, man. Because you're exercising the spirit of Yahweh Bashim Yahushua, man. This is 1 John 2 in verse 15. It says, love not the world, neither the things that are in the world. If any man love the world, the love of the Father is not in him. See that? You love in the world, man. The love of the Father is not in you. So you got to exercise the spirit of Yahweh Bashim Yahushua in everything you do, man. Everything you see. You see things on your social media, man, pop up, man, just lustful shit, man. And them demons will tell you, man, yeah, look at that, man. Look at, you know what I'm saying? You got to control yourself, man. Verse 16, it says, for all that is in the world, the lust of the flesh and the lust of the eyes and the pride of life. See that? The pride of life, you think, well, I can do whatever I want to do, man. This right here, you got to refrain from it, man. You know, I'm teaching myself as well, constantly, man. It says, it's not of the Father, but is of the world. See that? The lust of the flesh, the lust of the eyes is of the world, man. It's of the world, man. And a lot of these women, they be married and they be having, you know, lustful clothes on and, you know, scantily dressed and make you think, well, I can holler at her, man. You know what I'm saying? Not knowing she's married, man. And so that's why you gotta, man, like, damn, man, should I do it? Should I refrain from doing that? Or should I, you gotta pray about these things, man. Because the Lord will reveal it to you. Verse 17, it says, and the world passeth away, and the lust thereof. See that? This world is going to pass away, and the lust thereof is as well, man. So we got to refrain our flesh from the world, man. It says, but he that doeth the will of power abideth forever. And see, that's what we want. We want to abide in Yahweh B'Shem Yahushua forever, man. Putting away this world for the world to come. Because nothing that this man has, Esau has to offer in this man, his society, which is crumbling before our eyes, is nothing we can take with us, man. And you usually, you know, sex shit don't last that long, 10, 15 minutes at the most. You don't risk your flesh for 10, 15 minutes, man. And I mean, it's like it's easy to say it, yeah. I know, I understand, but this right here, we got to control ourselves, man. And that's why we have to pray to Yahweh B'Shem Yahushua continually. That we won't be led into these situations, these temptations, and these situations that we have to make hard decisions. This is Galatians 5 and verse 16. It says, this I say, then walk in the spirit, and ye shall not fulfill the lust of the flesh. And see, you got to constantly walk in the spirit, man, praying to the Lord, man. That you refrain from the flesh, man. It says, for the flesh lusteth against the spirit, and the spirit lusteth against the flesh. And these are contrary they are contrary the one to the other, so that ye cannot do the things that ye would. You see, that's the spirit the Lord gave us, man, that we won't do the things we would do. If you had two beautiful women, they said, let's have a threesome, have 4 or 5 girls, and you the only one over there, get drunk, and you want to have an orgy. I'm just throwing out situations. These things, man, you praying about, the Lord won't put you in those situations to make those hard decisions, man. Because this flesh is weak, man. And any brother be tempted to do anything like that. So you had to refrain yourself from being in these situations by praying to Yahweh B'Shem Yahushua, man. You hear all these stories about, you know, some guy that slept with his stepmom, not stepmom. Well, that too, you know what I'm saying? You got, man, there's so many different situations. I ain't gonna even bring them up. But this is right here is walking in by the spirit of Yahweh B'Shem Yahushua will have those demons staying away from us, man. Verse 18, it says, but if ye be led of the spirit, ye are not under the law. And we under grace, man. We under grace. And Yahweh B'Shem Yahushua is leading us through the spirit to avoid all these temptations, man. Various temptations, man. But this sexual demon, man, it runs rampant, man. You know what I'm saying? And you can see that these women are, man, they heavy full of them spirits, man. Them demons, man. Them sexual demons, man. You go on like Instagram or something like that, man. You have to delete them girls, man, because shit. I mean, you shouldn't have them, but you know what I mean. You had to skip over them, man, because they're gonna come on your algorithm regardless. I don't care who it is, but you got to scroll past them, man, because they had you just staring at them and all type of shit, man. Had them spirits jump on you, man. You want to get one of them. You know what I'm saying? And there's nothing wrong with looking at them. You know what I'm saying? The point is that spirit that'll hop on you, make you want to, jump on. I mean, get one of them girls, man. Hey, spend. That's why so many Jakes are spending all this money to watch porn and on OnlyFans and sending these girls simps that send all these girls money and shit. That's the reason why, man. You seeing these girls, you're like, damn, you know what I'm saying? You want to talk, all that, man. It all comes with that. This is Romans 6 and verse 12. It says, let not sin therefore reign in your mortal body. See that? Don't let not sin reign in your mortal body, that ye should obey it in the lust thereof. And see, that lust, man, is a heavy demon, man. Neither yield ye your members as instruments of unrighteousness unto sin, but yield yourselves unto power, as though that are alive from the dead, and your members as instruments of righteousness unto power. For the sins shall not have dominion over you. See that? Your sins will not have dominion over you, man. So controlling your flesh is a spiritual exercise, man. We constantly have to do, man. For the sins shall not have dominion over you, for ye are not under the law, but under grace. And you should know that you can't follow the laws that's perfect here. But what we can do is follow to the best of our ability, especially the ones we can control, man. Not having sex on the Sabbath, not committing adultery, not trying to sleep with your brother's wife. That's it's still adultery. But what I'm saying, watching a bunch of porn and shit like that. You know what I'm saying? These things we can control, man. And that's what we have to do, man. Control our spirits that we won't go off, man. And you know what I'm saying, and be lusting after the things of this world, man. This is 1 Peter 2, and it started at verse 7. It says, unto you, therefore, which believe, he is precious. But unto them which obey, which be disobedient, the stone which the builders disannulled, the same is made a head of the corner. A stone of stumbling and a rock of offense, even to them which stumble at the word, being disobedient whereunto also they were appointed. But ye are a chosen generation, a royal priesthood, a holy nation, a peculiar people, that ye should show forth the praises of him who have called you out of darkness into his marvelous light. And see, the Lord has called us into this truth to be examples to other brothers, man. Is searching and trying to find the truth. So we're examples to those men, that they see men of the Lord and they're like, okay, this is how you're supposed to walk in this life. This is how you're supposed to walk in this faith. Verse 10, it says, which in time past were not a people, but are now the people of the Most High power, which have not obtained mercy, but now have obtained mercy. And through the Spirit of the Lord, we're obtaining mercy from the Lord, man. That we had his wisdom, knowledge, and understanding at this time. Dearly beloved, I beseech you, as strangers and pilgrims, abstain from fleshly lust. See that? The Lord telling us to abstain from fleshly lust, which war against the soul. See that? This flesh wars against our soul, man, our spirits, man. So we got to walk in the Spirit, man. Constantly praying to the Lord to protect us and guide us into all the ways of righteousness, man. So I'm going to end it there. Lord, when it was edifying. Shalom. Shalom.